Well, hello everybody and good morning. Today should be a fairly short video today. So I posted a couple days ago that I went back to Daiso and they actually had some calligraphy pens. Japanese. I mean, I grew up watching these on an anime, and you're talking about the kid that started back with Toonami back in the 90s. So I've always been curious about these, but we've never been able to find them. Like we didn't have a lot of Asian stores when I lived in Florida, only very certain sections, but they mostly had food. They did not have things like these. So I was very excited when I saw these because honestly, I just wanted to try out, and I like to, how do you say? I like to learn about different cultures. It's something that I always like to do. I'm a, how do you say? It's just something that I've been very curious about. So, am I an expert at this? Absolutely not. There are some YouTubers that I checked out that they are very immersed in the world of calligraphy. For Japanese writing, I would suggest to check them out for a deeper look. I just want to feel what this is like. So, let me show you what I got at the store. Now keep in mind, I paid $2.25 for each one of these items, okay? Because they were not labeled, so we're $2.25 each. I picked up 2 ink cartridges. There's 2 ink cartridges there. I picked up the paper. I picked up the stand so I can put the pen in it. Let me go ahead and put this over here. I like to take very good care of my stuff. Put my brush right there, so that makes me pretty happy. So let me go ahead and push this back a little bit. And for today, I have 2 basic containers that I just kind of held on to put the ink in. So yeah, so my understanding is, and this is something that I know for most of my life, is that calligraphy brushes kind of come in several different sizes. You have the big ones, you have the medium size, and you got the large ones. For the little bit of history that I've kind of learned in my past being an educator is that these are mostly made out of like horsehair, or they're made out of like, it just kind of depends on the medium, but horsehair seems to be the main one. They do have like blended brushes, which is I'm assuming what this is. So let's take a feet. Oh man, that is a hard brush. Okay, that is stone hard. Stone hard. So let me see, how do I, well that's, okay, that's stone hard for a reason. So give me a second, let me find out why this is stone hard. Again, this is my first time touching one of these. I don't want to mess up the pen too much, and it turns out that that was part of the process. So but all I know is that some of these, especially like if you're a beginner, they suggest like a mixed medium brush, so that way it's a little bit more firmer. But this, I never seen it that firm. So pardon my ignorance real quick. I'll be right back. Give me a few minutes. Let me do some research. BRB. Okay, so I'm back. And after doing a little bit of research, I kind of found out a couple missing pieces. I should have done a little prep work before this, but you know, I only have so many hours in the day. And my understanding is that apparently this is a wax coating that comes over the brush. This is just to protect the brush itself. And then what you normally tend to do if you're going to be an active user is that you go ahead and you tie a string around the base, so that way it kind of minimizes the loss of like the hair from usage. Now keep in mind that I bought this for testing. Obviously I'm Puerto Rican, we don't do this type of writing. I just really want to know what this brush feels like. So I do apologize if I don't have the proper setting. Like I said, I have a sour cream bowl for water, and this is from my my leftovers that I made beef stroganoff, and I kept the container. My understanding is that a lot of Japanese stuff, there is some cultural meaning to everything. So I do apologize. I'm not trying to be culturally insensitive. This is just what I have available for me to test this out. So I apologize. I apologize. Not meant to offend. I'm just very curious, and I just want to really try this and just kind of get the experience to know what this feels like. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull out the sheet of paper. Again, this is very exciting for me. I guess you can call me a weeb, or you could call me, you know, a poser. That's totally fine. I do this stuff for fun, guys. I do this so I can learn from other cultures, and the best way to learn from other cultures is to, you know, either, if you're lucky, have someone from the culture kind of walk you through it. But I kind of don't know any Japanese. I don't have any Japanese friends. I have friends from all over the world, but I just don't have any friends from Japan. So this is just kind of me kind of soloing it. Okay, so right here I see this. Okay, so we got that. I'm gonna grab this and dump this over here. That might be a better idea. I'm trying to be very careful because I am in a room with carpet. So I don't want any ink stains on my beige carpet. So I'm trying to be very, 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 very careful. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. I'm not gonna go too crazy. Just a little bit of ink. And again, I am not a professional. Not a professional. I can see why they have a big dipping bowl. Okay. And my thing is, I hate wasting art supplies if I'm not going to be using a whole lot of it. So maybe I need to find a better container so I minimize the waste. But unfortunately, like I said, this is the best that I had at the time. Okay, my understanding is that you normally dip the whole pen, but I just want to know what it feels like. Oh, that's cool. Okay, clearly this pen needs to be broken into. I said I'm not trying to write anything. Just trying to get the feel for it. Oh, that's great. So this has kind of the consistency of newsprint and kind of like tracing paper, like it's somewhere in between. Okay, trying to see if I can dip the whole brush, kind of get a feel here. I don't know what my cats are doing in the background, but I can hear them doing shenanigans. Okay, let me see if it's anything like some of my other. Okay. Really, ooh, this takes some skill, that's for sure. I'm trying to get a fine line and to get that control. The problem is that I keep tilting. That is just from me, just a habit from doing other stuff. Okay, dip it. And again, I found this at Daiso. Okay, they actually have a web page for Daiso. You should be able to go there. The one thing I did learn is that sometimes they'll have the content at the store, and then sometimes they just run out. Okay. So this brush definitely needs to be broken into. But let me tell you, this feels really unique. It feels very unique. So I am going to try again. This is just me experimenting. I am not an expert on Japanese calligraphy. Please don't crucify me. I'm just a curious artist who has seen this most of her life on TV, and I simply saw the chance to pick one up, and I just want to know what the brush feels like, because it seems like such a beautiful craft. Calligraphy itself is a craft. As you can see, I know my trying to get a really fine line. Oh, that is so satisfying, and it's very entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, this is trying to get that line weight. So this is definitely a discipline. Right now I'm holding it like a pencil, which I'm pretty sure it's not correct. Just trying to get there we go. Nice. Oh, this is excellent. And I guess what happens when I tilt it on the side? Okay. Not too bad. My goodness. This is excellent. That's it. I'm just trying to get a feel for the brush right now. Said I apologize if I offend somebody. That is not my intent. I just really want to experience writing. Now, it's a good thing I put the sheet underneath because you can see the ink went right through. Okay, that's test number 1. I'm gonna put this in the bag so that way I'm not accidentally spilling anything. Let me put a second sheet. And this is just Bristol board I got at the local dollar store. Actually $1.25. I think they're $1.75 now. The Dollar Tree. I like using these because I can just put it on my art table, and if I have paint or glue, I just put it down for like $1 and it doesn't destroy my desk. So that's why I like that, because this is old school wood desk. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let me see if I can go from, see, so I'm scared I'm getting ink everywhere. Oh god, Dios mío, no. Okay. Trying to get that control. Oh, that is so great. So obviously when you first dip it, you're gonna have some bleed, and then as you go through, you're gonna have a little bit more control. Just the heavy bleed. Now what happens when I do the side? Okay, so obviously that wax is still there. So it's pretty much absorbed like a sponge. Let it drip for a moment. I'm just making shapes, I'm not writing anything. I just want to see how the brush maneuvers. Right now I seem to be wasting a lot of ink. You could tell that by there, how much I have a bleed. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. I will highly recommend, like I said, if you see them, you have a Daiso next to you, or you have a place where you can pick one up and try it out. This is more than what, you know, this was worth the $10 to try it out. This is excellent. Maybe I can find a way to contribute this into a piece of art. Let's see what I can do. This. Trying to get that. No, Mia, I see you. Don't jump over here. I see you. So that's a pretty good trial. Again, if I apologize, I'm not trying to be culturally insensitive. I just really wanted to experience this. Like I said, this is not writing. This is just me playing with a brush. This is so far has been a fantastic experience. What did I do with the paper? There it is. Go ahead and clean this out. And I'm pretty sure a master would tell you, hey, that's too much or too little or whatever. I'm pretty sure that it's a very deep technique to this. So especially since it's been around for, I don't know, several hundreds of years. Several centuries to be exact. Question is, how does it handle when I brush? What do I want to draw? All right, let's start with the bottle. I want to see if I can, how well I can control this. Definitely the angle makes a big difference. Said I'm not gonna try to write that because I know I'm gonna butcher that and write something odd like hot dog pancakes. So I'm not even gonna try to write that. But you can see right here where I started. Let me try to do it again a little bit more controlled. You see, I didn't get that big splash or the big bleed. Oh, this is so much fun. Nice. Like I said, this was just me. I just want to do like a little fun experiment. I like to find new medium and kind of get a feel for it to see something that I want to continue experimenting. This is why I tell people if it's a new medium that you're not sure about, buy the cheaper version of it and see if it's something that you like. For me, the one problem that I'm running into is that my hand is not built for that. I do have slight carpal tunnel in my hand, so this is a little hard on me. But is this relaxing? Absolutely. Do I like this? Yes. Am I kind of botching it? Probably. I grew up with hibiscus in the Caribbean. Oh, that's so much fun. So much fun. I love this. Okay, let me see if I could do something like a hummingbird. That's a fat hummingbird. Again, trial and error. So all in all, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me today. Like I said, this was just me wanting to experiment with this brush. I know this is not a full professional, the professional one, so definitely a nicer medium. This is plastic, and this right here feels like what's that called? Like the synthetic brush that you could get at like the art stores. Like it's mostly this is literally mostly plastic. I doubt there's any horse hair or goat's hair or whatever in here. So it is of lower quality, but if you're trying to learn, this is how I tell people learn your craft, because there's a misconception that if you get the best art supplies, then you'll be able to pretty much do you'll be able to rock it right out the gate, and that is not true. So start with little stuff and then work your way up, and it's something you like, then go ahead and do more research, become more proficient at it. But I think this is very fun, and I would love to try to create some unique art pieces with this brush. Look at that. Okay, this is excellent, just so much fun. And again, I'll say it again, I am not trying to be disrespectful to the culture. I just saw the brushes and I just really wanted to try it. So now I understand. Now I know what this brush feels like, because that was my one thing that in anime I would watch it and I'm like, is it a stiff brush? Is it a soft brush? Does it bend? How do they control it? And that's more of the questions that I've always had every time I saw this on an anime or a Japanese drama, because we do get those now in the United States. Thank you, Netflix. We get Korean, and we once in a while I see a Japanese one. Ha, there we go. So I am pretty happy. Cannot complain. Got my $10-12 worth of engagement, and I'm super stoked. But anyway, guys, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I hope to see you guys next time. And until next time, take care and stay tuned, because for the next one, I'm gonna be going into the shading lessons. So go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss that. But until next time, I hope you guys take care and see you later. Peace.